Okay, so I was 16 at the time, and I auditioned for a super prestigious dance camp. It was called the Joffrey Ballet School Summer Intensive, and I got into the highest division. So I was pumped, and I asked my parents, Mom, Dad, can I please go? And, they told me, Holly, there's two problems. One, the 3-week-long program in New York is way too expensive for us. And two, we're going to be able to have one plane ticket, and we don't want you going by yourself. Now, you have to understand that my family is really protective. I couldn't even sit out in the front yard without them freaking out by myself until I was in high school. So I figured there's probably no way I'm going to go, but maybe if I ask every single day, they'll say yeah. So I asked every day, please, Mom, Dad, what about now? What about now? And finally, they agreed that I would go. I was going to go for 1 week, one plane ticket. So I was going to New York by myself. And we get to the airport, and I'm thinking, I'm sophisticated, I'm 16 years old, I can handle this. And then my parents leave, and I'm like, I have to find security by myself. Okay, what's next? Oh, find the terminal. Gotta find the terminal by myself. But everything turns out okay. I get out on the plane. It's a red-eye flight, so when I land, I'm pretty exhausted. And I think, we're landing in New York, it's gonna be booming. And I get off the airplane, and there's nobody around. Okay, so I'm walking around aimlessly for 15 minutes trying to find baggage claim, and there's nobody to ask questions to. I finally find baggage claim. I haul my huge suitcase off that's bigger than me, and I'm standing there in New York by myself waiting for some driver who I have no idea what they're gonna look like. It's been 5 minutes. It's been 15 minutes, and I'm waiting, and then I see him. There's my driver. This small little Asian man with a sign this big that says Holly Leonard scribbled across the front. And I was expecting to see some huge sign that said Joffrey Ballet School Summer Intensive Shuttle, but no. So I walk up to him, and he kind of awkwardly walks away. He's like, come on, but I don't really understand his thick accent because I don't think he speaks much English. And my bladder is definitely full by this point. My stomach is really uneasy. I get in the back of the taxi cab, I feel pretty uncomfortable, and we're driving. And half the time I think we're driving on the wrong side of the road because we're in New York and they're all one-way streets, so I'm freaking out. And then he's like, what's the address again? Were we supposed to turn there? Were we supposed to turn back there? I'm like, I don't know, you're the New York taxi cab driver. I live in California, how am I supposed to know? So we keep driving, and eventually we get there. And he drops me off, zooms away, so, I'm thinking, hopefully this is the right place. So I drag my huge suitcase in, and I'm standing there, and there's, a really big security guard that's like, can I help you? He's like, yeah, I'm here for the summer intensive. And he's like, what? And he gets on the phone, and he's like, calls some person up, and then I see this lady come downstairs, and it's 5 o'clock in the morning in New York, so she's, pissed off at the world because she just woke up. And so she's like, what are you doing here? I was like, oh, I'm here for the intensive. She's like, yeah, you're early, and it's at 12, so you're just gonna have to leave. I was like, okay, well, I don't really have anywhere to go. She's like, where are your parents? Well, they're at home, and then she walks away. I'm like, oh God, what am I gonna do? So I sit down, and I'm thinking, okay, I could call my mom, but what's my mom gonna do? She's all the way across the country. It's 2 o'clock in the morning in California, so she's probably not gonna answer. And my heart's beating so fast, and my palms are sweating, and I feel like I'm gonna burst into tears. And I'm thinking, I'm 16 years old, I'm stranded in New York. What if this isn't even the right place? And then she comes downstairs. Okay, hopefully she has good news. And she's like, all right, we can go to your room. It's like, okay, cool. So I follow her up the stairs, and at this point, I don't really care how rude she's being to me. So we get upstairs, close the door in her face, in my room, enjoying my cup of noodles, sitting there, cuddled up, call my mom. I think I make her feel pretty guilty about the situation, and I'm thinking, this better be a really good week. And it was. It was one of the best weeks of my life. I got to experience so much and make so many decisions. I got lost on the subway multiple times. But other than that, it was fun. And although that day was pretty rough and pretty intense at the time, I think it really opened my eyes, to the world and how much I had to grow up. So I think that it was definitely a good experience. And that was my trip to New York.